Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. Guys, I've got some great news for you. We have an amendment approved to remove the ridiculous crypto regulations out of the infrastructure bill, which of course those regulations shouldn't have been there in the first place. But I got some good news. Now there's still another step that has to take place as far as voting, but we're moving in the right direction, the path to victory. So I want to share the details with you guys and go through that and the different folks who are weighing in on this as far as what's also the next step. We also have an update from Tether. We know they're under major investigation now, but they've released some information showing they have the reserves. We'll see what happens, but I want to make sure you guys are aware of that. Also, Jeremy Allaire's Circle, who I've interviewed on the channel, guys, and the creator of the USDC stablecoin, is looking to become a commercial bank. This is bullish and huge for the crypto market. I want to go through the details. We also have a lot of Bitcoin miners are hoarding Bitcoin. I mean, they're not just mining it, they are buying it, they're holding it. And I want to talk about why that is bullish for the next bull run that's coming up, and Bitcoin just crossed over the 200-day moving average. So lots to go through, guys. Before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by OKCoin Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite cryptocurrencies at low fees. You don't have to pay high fees like you do at other exchanges. In addition, you can stake your crypto and keep 100% of your rewards and your earnings. You don't have to pay any fees. So be sure to sign up with OKCoin, link in the description. Also, please be sure to sign up for my free weekly newsletter. It is all crypto insights and knowledge, no spam. Let's take a look at the market here, guys. Green across the board. And we've been seeing this for the past few days, despite the infrastructure bill situation. Bitcoin's been pumping. It touched $46,000 today. Ethereum over $3,100. XRP over 81 cents. Cardano at $1.49. Looking great. And remember, the altcoins follow Bitcoin's move. And if we look at the Bitcoin weekly chart here, look at these green candles. This is the upward breakout we've been talking about on this channel for the past month, right? We're looking for that upward breakout that would lead us to the next bull run in this bull market. Just like 2013, Bitcoin is going to double peak, in my opinion, based on the data and trends. And we're going to see another run up to new all-time highs, and then we go into a bear market. Now, something that's bullish, guys, Bitcoin has reclaimed its 200-day moving average. Now, you may say, well, break it down for me, Tony. What does this technical analysis jargon mean? Well, historically, crossing over the 200-day moving average has shown really solid gains after that. So once again, another indicator showing that we have another run up left. So have a plan, know what you're doing. And remember, this is not guaranteed. I think there's a high probability, right? I do think personally, there's an 80% chance that there's the next bull run up, but there's also a 20% chance it doesn't happen. So that's why you need to have a plan. If you haven't seen my cash out video, there'll be a link in the description. Make sure you know what price points you're going to cash out on. And here's the big news I want to get to. So Rob Portman, United States Senator, he tweeted the following: "I'm pleased to announce that Senators Warner, Toomey, Sinema, Lummis, and I have reached an agreement on an amendment to clarify IRS reporting rules for crypto transactions without curbing innovation or imposing information reporting requirements on stakers, miners, or other non-brokers." Really solid win here. There is another part to this, but really big update. I'm so happy. I'm a bit relieved. If you saw my video yesterday, I was sighing a lot, like, man, this is frustrating, right? And it shouldn't have, this stupid regulations should not have been in the infrastructure bill in the first place. But if you watch yesterday's video, it explains why they was snuck in there. Now, Senator Pat Toomey, big shout out to him, Senator Lummis, and so forth. They just did a great job fighting the good fight. I'm glad to announce Mark Warner, Senator Lummis, Senator Sinema, Senator Rob Portman, and I have reached an agreement on an amendment that fixes crypto reporting requirements in the infrastructure bill. So we're moving in the right direction here, guys. This is awesome. But here's the other part. So while this has been, the amendment has been confirmed, it says would need unanimous consent to be brought to a vote. So a single senator could tank it, but apparently carves out nodes, validators, and devs. So you still have to call up your respective senators, guys. We got to make the move, but this is a huge deal. Light up the lines for your senators to vote for this amendment. We got to call, guys. So please, 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 please tweet, call. I'm doing my part, putting out a video. I'm calling. I'm trying to tweet and bash people who are, backwards thinking and promote those who are forward thinking. So we gotta reach out, guys. We gotta call. You guys may have seen my tweets about this. So there's still another part to get to the finish line here, but we're moving in the right direction. I'm a bit relieved seeing this, that they came to an agreement, because this bill could have passed without the amendments. We saw Schumer and some of these boneheaded politicians were, trying to make moves in that direction. But thank goodness things are moving in the right direction. So like I said, big shout out to Senator Lummis, Portman, and Toomey. And look at this. I mean, this battle here over crypto and the infrastructure bill is getting major news coverage. We're seeing a lot of political sites here. Politico is talking about it. I'm not endorsing Politico. I'm just giving an example. It says here, Washington wakes up to crypto influence amid infrastructure fight. So it's getting major coverage, guys. This is what we want. We want crypto to people see out of all angles and demographics and different walks of life, see what is happening here. And they're trying to stifle the innovation for our future, right? This is the future. And we've seen historically, you can't fight innovation in tech. Do you need to make sure consumers are protected? Of course. Do you need to make sure it doesn't violate our rights? Of course. But you got to have a balance. And we know this, like we talked about in yesterday's video, they snuck this into the infrastructure bill in the dark of night, right? Very sneaky. This wasn't a crypto specific bill, and they tried to get it passed. And that's not how it should be. There should be dialogue and discussion around this and how we want to handle. And the people should be weighing in as well. And these government officials represent us. They have to listen to us. So I'm glad our voices are being heard. Mike Novogratz, billionaire Mike Novogratz, founder of Galaxy Digital, he tweeted the following, and I agreed with it. I think crypto is not selling off too much on this news for two reasons. One, DC realized the crypto community is big, diverse, and loud. Two, they proved exactly why people want decentralized systems in the first place. Exactly, right? And like we talked about in yesterday's video, crypto gives power back to the common man, the little guy, right? It takes a lot of power away from these politicians and the banksters that control them. And in yesterday's video, we clearly show how Janet Yellen, who's really behind these regulations that were snuck into the infrastructure bill, she's getting paid $7 million for speeches, which we know is bribe money. Who the hell pays somebody $7 million for a speech over Zoom, right? So we go through that in yesterday's video, but Mike summarizes it well here. That's why I said, even if you're tweeting, that is something, because you're drumming up noise and people will pay attention. Now, check this out, guys. We talked about Amazon and their moves in crypto. So I don't want to go too much into it, but this is an article from Inc. magazine saying why Amazon will likely make a massive move into crypto. Amazon's crypto aspirations are bigger and quieter than most imagine, and small businesses could benefit from it. It's possible future cryptocurrency-based decentralized finance, an alternative to traditional banking. So interesting that the dialogue continues, and we do have to watch Amazon. They're a very big player, and I do think they're building some stuff. And we went through it in a video before, so I'm not even going to go through the details, but when you're seeing this type of discussion and it continues, I think Amazon is going to make a big play. I think Google is going to do the same. Facebook. It's just a matter of time. Okay, Tether. So we know about the drama. I've talked about, the cleanup of the crypto market, the Wild Wild West. It started with Tether. You know, the NYAG was going after Tether. They came to some resolution, but there's now another big investigation happening. We talked about Bitcoin mining, the more of the decentralization of mining across the world, moving out of China, also moving to cleaner energy. We talked about Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, which was operating outside of a lot of the regulatory laws. And all these things are being cleaned up. And I've been explaining why that's happening, because the banks, politicians, Wall Street, everybody's here, right? So it's not, it can't continue the same way. I'm not saying I like it, but I'm just saying I understand what is happening, right? So Paulo Ardino, CTO of Bitfinex and Tether, tweeted the following: Tether latest attestation and in details breakdown of reserves. So they published some details here showing, I guess, all their respect, or they published a report showing the breakdown of all their funds and blah 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 and what's backed and the details. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but it's good that they came out with this. Let's see if the regulators and these officials are like, okay, this is sufficient, or this is BS, right? We'll see what happens. Because one of the things that needs, like I said, that needs to be cleaned up before we move forward, I think is and maybe a Bitcoin ETF to get approved, they have to make sure Tether is in line. Look, I don't think Tether is completely unbacked. Do I believe at times they were not backed, with the funds they were using? Yeah, right. I think when there's smoke, there's fire. And I think at certain points they were, but I think ultimately they have the cash reserves. Now, like I said, I'm not some like detective here. So could they have falsified some things? Maybe, maybe not, but that's up to the regulators to check out. But it's good. It's a good sign that they have done this. Now, Gabar Gurbax, who I'm trying to get an interview with, he works at Van Eck, and they're of course trying to get a Bitcoin ETF. He retweeted the detail. He said the latest Tether attestation is now out. Tether is continuing its effort to provide more transparency on the leading $62 billion stablecoin. In the recent attestation, asset breakdown, quality, and maturity/duration metrics are available. Well done. So maybe their books are in order. We shall see. Let's see what happens. Maybe there's some resolution here, the same way the New York Attorney General was like, okay, maybe there were some points that you weren't, but pay a fine and move on. We'll see, guys. Now, this is big. Jeremy Allaire, who I've interviewed on the channel, if you haven't seen my interview with him, I'll put a link in the description. He says Circle's journey to become a national full reserve digital currency commercial bank. Wow, guys, so big. Obviously, he's the founder of Circle, and USDC is a stable coin. And I'm not invested in any stable coins. Obviously, it's a stable coin. There's not really a return there. There's things you can do with it, obviously, similar to Tether. But why is this bullish? Game theory, as I've talked about before, guys. And if you don't know about game theory, go research it, go learn it, understand that, as well as Metcalfe's law with network effects. So you imagine other crypto companies are going to look at this, they're going to try to do the same. And you have crypto companies taking the first step to become banks. And it goes back to why Janet Yellen and these folks are fighting crypto so hard. It takes power away from these incumbents such as JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. So it's great to see these crypto companies which use blockchain and more transparency and decentralization to provide banking services. This is the future. And like I said, the incumbents, they don't like it. I don't think there's anything they can do to stop it. Eventually, the technology and disruption, innovation always wins, but this is a clear sign of what's to come, right? So very bullish. Now, guys, I want to talk about these Bitcoin miners, and check this out. Bitcoin miner Argo just reported its Q2 earnings. It now holds 1,100 Bitcoin worth $50 million. Miners aren't selling. You may say, well, so what? Well, one thing, if you have this amount of Bitcoin, you're not selling. Here's some of the theories I have. One, they're expecting higher prices. That's why they're not selling, right? Like we talked about at the beginning of the video, bull run up, right? Bitcoin goes to $100,000. Why the hell would you sell now, right? Second, the more inventory of Bitcoin that you have as a miner, when the FOMO kicks in at $100,000 or whatever price, and there's masses and institutions coming and so forth, the Bitcoin ETF and all that, you're able to go sell it to them, and you'll definitely be making money, right? So you're going to have the transaction fees and all that. So I see this as bullish news. They're holding on and hoarding as much Bitcoin. Very bullish in my opinion. Now, check this out. Like I said before, crypto is global asset class. I think it's going to be the greatest asset class ever. Indonesia's Pintu exchange raises $35 million in extended Series A, led by Lightspeed Venture. Funding will go towards hiring efforts and improving Pintu's market position, undertaking educational campaigns, and delivering new products. So it goes back to what I always tell you guys to how to look at this. Put your thinking cap on. Why are these companies investing in exchanges and crypto platforms? If, as some people would say, the bull run's over, there's no money to be made here, there's money to be made here. And that's why they're putting millions into exchanges and setting up shop globally, because they know we are still in the early days as far as adoption, guys. And there's going to be a lot of FOMO. These exchanges are going to be making money, and obviously they're investors as well. So this is how you got to look at this news, right? Why are they investing millions? There's other asset classes out there, other businesses they can go invest in, but they are making moves in the crypto market. We're seeing so many funding rounds and acquisitions and mergers and expansions. It's pretty amazing. So all bullish news. And if you're here early, count yourself lucky. If you bought the dip and you have a macro level perspective, zooming out, right? When in doubt, zoom out and you'll see where we're going. I've said this over the years, right? That same way the 2017 bull run made the 2013 look like a small speck on the chart here, and we're looking at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, the same way the 2021 bull run has to make the 2017 bull run look like a small speck, right? Yes, are there diminishing returns over time? Of course, right? You're not going to, but the point is we're still so early, and the adoption, from the mainstream is not fully there. And I think the higher prices that are going to come are going to take us to a point, once again, that 2017 becomes that dot on the chart, a speck, the same way it makes 2013 look, right? Pull up the charts, look at it yourself, my friends. Don't take my word for it. Go look at it, study it. Knowledge is power. Guys, what do you think about this news, especially the amendment news? Huge updates, big victory. We still got one more step. Call up your senators, tweet at them, do what you need to do. Let's get the information out there, guys. And thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And I'll talk to you all later.